never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's up, Fleece?
What's up, big bro?
You doing all right?
Man, fabulous.
Good, man. Man, let's get into it. We're gonna get right into it. What was going through your head as you was aging in prison? I mean, you know, as you got older, when was the time you was like, damn, I'm an old man. I can't fight this fight no more.
Man, just picture in your mind going to prison at the age I went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was in jail at 14. You know, and then picture years after years and years developing or having been in her, you look in a mirror and you see your eyebrows turning gray. You start seeing the first gray hair in your mustache, in your hair, right? And you plunk it out. You know, you like, I ain't accepting that. And then as the years progress and you age, still aging, right? And you seeing yourself grow old now. Now my eyelashes is gray. You know, and my hair, I got a whole head full of gray. And I was taking black stuff and running it through trying to turn my hair black, because in prison they don't sell hair dye like they do on the streets. If you got a hair dye, you made it.
Yeah, we seen that with Puffy.
Yeah, you make your own dye. So, and man, and I can't even describe how many pillows and sheets I messed up with. It had all that black stuff on it, and rubbed off on me. You know, it took the gray out, but when I lay down, man, I went through unacceptance. I didn't want to accept the fact that I'm getting old, man. Then I finally realized, stop fighting this, man. It's a reality. You getting old. You getting old. Try to use it to your advantage now, right? Because the young guys, man, they test you in prison, right? You know, they test you, they bump into you, want to play basketball, see how strong you are, right? Grab your arm, test your strength, right?
See if it's soft, see if your arm is soft.
You know, because they done heard. Because people was telling me, one of them young guys told me, they told me, look out for your left. I said, who? Who told you that? And who's that? What y'all doing, sitting back discussing me? Oh, man, you taking it the wrong way. No, I'm not. And so, by all means, you know, the people of strength, you got to stay strong enough. You know, you got to stay strong, man, so that you got to do your exercise. You know, you can't fall off, man. They waiting for you to fall off, right? Then they'll try you. And then try to take, you know, they call that a flag, right? You know, get a flag off of you, right?
Hold on.
Yeah.
If they beat you, they get a flag off of you?
Yeah.
That's where they get that credibility
if you somebody
from.
with reputation, right?
Okay.
If you somebody with reputation, they try you and defeat you, he gets a flag, man. You know, into his little thing he's into, his little clique and gang. So, you know, he been flagged up. And so I make it a point, man, like I don't play. Don't touch me, don't play with me. Now you won't feel something, let's feel it for real, right? I ain't got time to wrestle and all this shit. And cause they had two big white boys and I'm talking about, man, they be lifting, they work out with 600. They go down there, man, and pop it off, man, and bounce it off their chest and be shaking. And they strong. And yeah, they can grab you and crush your bones and all that. But as soon as one of them try to grab me, I pop them. bam, threw it left out, spam. He said, I was just playing with you, man. I tell you now, we don't play. I said, no, we don't. And then when the other one tried to do his hands like his, I know he's stronger than me, man. I'm wasting my time trying to wrestle with him. I shot down low, went up on him, grabbed his feet. I had his feet up over my shoulder, and I was trying to break him. He said he don't want to play no more. I let them know straight off the bat, don't try me, man. You know, I done had a bunch of people try that, and you can tell, man. And then like when we had our boxing ring, one of them, he thought he was all that. Come on up here and spar with me. I said, I go a couple of rounds.
Was he younger than you?
Yeah, younger than me, man. And he's doing all this shit, all that old stuff over, you know, people like, then come a crowd of people around the ring. Now, I know they agitators.
They want to see you get messed up at this point.
They want to see somebody get tore up.
Mm-hmm.
And so a bunch of his followers was there. So, you know, I wrapped up, you know, and he wants them 8-ounce gloves, man. Come on, you work out with 12 ounces. 14s for training, 12 ounces, good workout. You know, he wants that, you know, the 8. You know, so he can keep his hand speed and all this shit, right? Whatever to me. I ain't gonna even question it. I said, look, man, we just sparring, right? Yeah, you know, first round, he come out and threw a couple little punches and shit. Second round, he was swinging hard. More people was around the ring and stuff, right? So I bobbed up and went down. He caught me twice, right? And tried to throw a third punch, like, you know, like trying to put a motherfucker out, right? So I know this ain't no spine. I said, look, I said, you know, toughen up. He said, no, it's my fault on that. I said, no, fuck that. I'm not going to get beat up in this motherfucker trying to spar with somebody who's not sparring, is really trying to fight. So I said, let's just do it, man. He said, come on. And I knocked him down, right? Fuck that. I'm not going to sit up here and play with you, man. But growing old, you know, it's a reality, man. Even though I don't feel it, it's there.
You had to have felt, you felt it getting old. You had to.
I'm talking about, I don't feel it, you know, inside, man, in your mind and stuff, man. You don't feel like, I feel like that kid is still in me, man. You know, that kid. I didn't even get to live a childhood.
Right.
I didn't have a childhood. I'm in the penitentiary from 14 on up.
Are you still locked up mentally?
Man. Yeah, a little.
Okay, what examples can you give us? Because you did, I mean, I know you are, but I'm going to see if what I'm observing is what you're going to say.
Well, in prison, man, we lived up on the rules of prison rules, their rules. We in their house. You know, our food and all this shit is free and all this, but we still under their rules.
Well, somebody made a good point in the comments. It wasn't free. They got your time.
Yeah.
And your freedom.
Yeah, and you paid dearly. And they made money off of it. And so, yeah. But the example would be like, out here, I'm still up on the rules and shit, man. And so...
Well, I mean, there's laws, so you are.
Yeah, that total freedom I ain't felt it, right? Uh, I ain't felt it. That total freedom, man. Just,
Does any black person have total freedom though?
nah, don't look like you do it.
I
But,
mean, it's starting to like nobody does.
right. But,
Like the reason why I'm asking you, because usually some things we talk about, like right now, your shoulders are slumped, your head is down, your confidence just left, and you just slumped down because it's still mentally playing in your head what you went through those 40 years.
yeah, people don't realize, I sit up here and talk about it, but, it's like reliving this shit. You know, my mind got to go all the way back to the penitentiary, right? To tell my story, I got to visualize, I got to re-see the whole situation, incident, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm replaying it in my mind, man. It's like reliving this shit, right? And just like when I talked about the goals, throwing my food. I used to throw my food in on me. Throw it, be splattered all over the wall, dirty as hell, man. I gotta eat the shit off the floor and everywhere. And so, when I replay that back in my mind, it's like, sometimes it aggravates me, man.
Still some anger there.
Yeah, it's anger there, but above that anger is my wisdom, right? My wisdom is telling me, man, well, I'm not going through it no more. I shit them down. So I got back. You know, they will repay, you know, what they did wrong to me, I did wrong to them.
Is that how you justify it to yourself?
No, there's no justification. A wrong's a wrong. I'll never try to take a wrong and make it right, right? What I did was wrong, what they did was wrong. I'm not trying to say two wrongs made anything right. Two wrongs is a goddamn wrong. Don't make shit right. It just make a wrong, just compile a wrong. But I'm saying that I feel like when I got out, hey, it's over, man. With me. You know, I ain't got no animosity towards nobody, right? You know, you fought me, I fought you. Y'all did me dirty, I did y'all dirty.
Who you think won?
You know, I won.
No, you didn't.
Well, you can call it what you want to call it.
You didn't win. They took 40 years of your life. That's a loss.
Yeah, that's a loss. A gain, too.
What's the gain?
Man, what I learned in there.
Okay, what did you learn in there helps you out here?
Yeah, a whole lot. Like, for instance, I'm living,
Let me ask a better question.
it helped me in my ways, man. Like, I learned how to cook in prison, clean in prison, take care of myself in prison. I learned how to wash my own dishes, do my own clothes, do laundry. I learned landscaping. I learned everything you want to know about janitorial, cleaning and stuff, and doing laundry, and then cooking. I started learning how to cook and stuff like that. And so, and then when you think about all the bloody cells I had to clean up in our cells that people cut themselves and shit, and it was duty and blood all over the walls and beds, and nobody would clean it up but me. I would clean them areas, man. So, and then all my living conditions, right, when I was doing all that fighting and stuff, what I had to do to survive, man. And how they kept me naked most of the time and changed up like an animal, and how I was able to survive it. and still come out of prison like almost in perfect health, you know. So, and out here, I got a lot of better tools out here to survive in. So, when any situation I find myself in out here, I have a survival mentality to make it through it, and I can work. It gave put that work in me, and cause in prison you wanna survive, you gotta work, get a hustle,
Okay, let me ask you a better question.
and I had both.
Let me ask you a better question because I'm not gonna let you use that. What did you learn in there that you could not learn out here in the free world? That was constructive, beneficial.
What I learned in there that I would never have learned out
That you wouldn't have learned that you couldn't learn out here.
that it's time to lay down,
What do you mean?
call it quits. I couldn't call it quits if I had been on the streets.
Call it quits. What you mean call it quits?
You know, get out of the street life, decide that I want to work for a living instead of
You wouldn't have that mindset. You would have never came up with that.
Never. I know I would have still, I was being probably a godfather a little bit right now. I'd probably be one of the, on the 10 most wanted list or something like that. I would not be at peace. I would not be a changed person, right? And
you know, deep down in your soul, if you wouldn't have went to prison, you would have went on to be worse than you was.
I know for a fact I would have. I would have been one of the worst because I was on that path already, right? And didn't have no fear of shit, you know. And so,
So you mean they got it right when they put a 15-year-old in prison?
man, me, I ain't gonna say anybody.
You.
No, they got that wrong, though.
You just said you was gonna turn into the worst thing pretty much the Louisville has ever seen.
I know I would.
So they got it right.
Apparently.
I mean, from your description.
Maybe something else. I think I could have required that through imprisonment, but not through the imprisonment they put me in.
They gave you 10 years. They didn't give you life.
Well,
you added that all on. But what I'm trying to tell you is,
they had put me in another setting, still in prison, but not that type of prison.
How did you make it to Eddyville? Didn't you do something at LaGrange?
Yeah, I kept fucking off, man.
Okay, well, I got you sent to a max.
Right.
So what you saying is actually true, that you wasn't going to change.
No, I wasn't.
So a child would have changed you, though. I believe that. I done seen you with kids. You would have had a child, you would have started doing the right thing.
Yeah. I got pride in that area. But, prison, there was so many people in prison. I'm talking about, you know, I done talked to all the gangsters, players, pimps, hustlers, all of them. People that got money, man. People that, man, will wipe a block, man. You know, and they told me, all of them, the same thing. Prison saved me, man. If I never came to prison, man, I probably wouldn't be alive right now. It's actually saved me. I talked to all of them that was on drugs before they hit prison. And despite what they did to get there, they still say coming there saved them. So did.
You know, I hate that because young people hear that.
I'm just
I can't argue with nobody's road and what they feel like helped them. But it just seems like it could have been other help before it got to that point.
That's what I was saying about me, but it's different, man. When look at all the juvenile detentions I went to. People want to know, why did they send him to an adult prison? Everyone I went to, I shut them down. I fought them. I fought them until they closed the place, man.
I know, but it's hard to argue with the system
And they said,
if you saying that.
yeah.
Because you're actually justifying them sending you to an adult prison because they couldn't handle you.
I ain't trying to justify. I'm just trying to tell the truth, man.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's just how it was, and so.
So nothing else could have helped you.
I know for a fact that I was beyond listening to anybody. You know, I was at that point in my life where I'm gonna do me.
When did that start?
Man, it started early in my life at 10 years old, man. And shit, my mind flipped, man.
Well, when we talk about your story, because we talk a lot, I heard that shift more after what happened to you at 12, 13 years old. That's when it clicks in my mind when we be talking. It seemed like that shift happened once you got molested. Once you got molested, it seemed like it did something to you. Like you might have been a bad little kid, but what I'm saying is,
I never was a bad kid.
Okay.
Until there was things that happens in people's lives, man, that changes their path, their course in life. It might be molested. It might be an abuse, a physical abuse. It might be a real bad verbal abuse, something that would change a person's course.
Is that what changed you? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that and a combination of other things changed my course in life, man. I was the child that grandmamas and stuff begged my mama, please let me take him home and keep him, right? They love me like that. And so, it's like, even when I was in prison, the dumbest thing I ever did.
One of them.
Is I'm in prison fighting. And I'm in the hole and I'm down there changed up like an animal. And they bring this a camp lady in her. She said, hi, Fleece, I'm from an inmate camp. She said, I got a check for you to sign. Somebody left you an inheritance. She said, how you doing, buddy? I said, how it look like I'm doing? They said, be nice, please. I said, man, fuck you. And give me the shit. And I signed it without even reading the shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
$15. Years later, I sat here and I know in my heart.
$15?
Ain't no motherfucker gonna just leave nobody $15, man. They done took somebody that left me a lot of shit. These motherfuckers caught me in a moment where I was just crazy, man. I'm fighting, don't give a shit. And I just signed my name on shit without even contesting it, right?
Could you read at that time?
No, I couldn't. Not that good. I learned how to read a little at that time, but I was like illiterate, right? But years later, when I learned and got my education in there and stuff like that, my mind went back to that moment. I know somebody left me a lot of money and property, and somebody done stole it, and all they gave me out of it was $15, right? And so it makes me wonder, man, one of these days I like to retrace it. I like to go back down to that courthouse. I like to go to that courthouse and that county clerk and research.
In Eddyville?
No, in
LaGrange?
Marion County.
Okay.
The country, man. And go talk to the county and country clerks, man, and see if I can find the information on inheritance that was left to me, how much was it and who ended up with it, and what type of thing it was in, right? It wasn't legal for this and that, but and then something tells me also let it go. Let it go. Just Canada's another mistake I made, man. That cause when if I go down that road and I found out that I was defrauded, which I'm pretty sure I was, and but to know it for actual truth and know who did it.
You scared on what you would do to retaliate?
You know it's gonna be retaliation. It ain't gonna be no just sit there and let them have it. You know.
So after all these years, you gonna retaliate?
Said, let it go. No, I'm saying if I dove off into it and found out the truth, yeah, I'll be at the doorstep. No, this is my shit. You know, this was left to me. I don't give a fuck with what your daddy or your grandmama told you, whoever. This is my property, man. You know, get my shit, man. And I be like that. It ain't no. So that's why I decided, man. I God bless who left me something, and rest in peace, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, but as the situation unfolded, man, I ended up doing all that time. Got out of prison, and you know, I'm surviving out here, man. And so I'm not trying to get into situations that cause me to battle. I ain't nothing to play with. You know, I battle.
Right.
You know.
Let me ask you a question. 'Cause it kind of goes back to something you said. When we was in the store, it was a sissy in there on the speakerphone talking in there in front of me when I was getting paid for my stuff. And the sissy had a man on speakerphone. You seen who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Had him on speakerphone, and the clerk is looking at me, and we both our eyes are big. We like, wow, this is crazy, because on the other end of that speakerphone is a man that doesn't sound. He doesn't sound like a sissy, and it caught us off guard. But he was saying, the sissy was saying, you know, if you get the room, I told you go ahead and get the room. The man was like, I ain't got the room yet, and he was like, that's why we ain't been together yet, you know. But he's working on getting the room. It kind of goes back. Let me ask you this.
Now tell what he said about is there some people around?
Oh yeah, the guy on the other end was like, are you around people? And he was like, no. Nah. The sissy was like, no, I'm not around people. In a much lighter voice.
Yeah, sneaky shit.
Yeah, but he had him on speaker to prove something. What was he trying to prove having the man on speakerphone? You think?
Well, that type of sissy, like I was standing outside when he got out of
when he first came in?
Yeah, SUV looked like a BMW, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he had on some pajamas, had his hair hanging with bangs and shit. I thought it was a bitch at first, right? And I was trying to cut my ass, and I heard him talk. Said, I ain't no broke bitch. You know, real deep like that. I said, damn. What is shit? Talking like that. So he went in the store. Now, when he was in the store, he made a conversation and referring, and then the dude on the other end, he's like, are you around people? Because he's doing it secret. Like, he's trying to do it undercover, right? And he don't want to feel like he's being set up or nothing like that, right? And so the sister is like, you know, you gonna get the room or what? You know, well, and then his man is like, he hears motherfuckers in the background, he don't know if, and then see, Them type of sneaky ass people is what I talked about before, right? They out here.
What's that?
These motherfuckers that will take a girl out, she thinks the world of him. Got his hair all banged up and shit. She said, "Oh, he's so cute."
You mean the DL people?
Yeah.
People on the download and all that.
Man, all that shit, man. And then this sister here to be driving a BMW, and he looked like he was about 21. And he had all that hair shit and all that lip gloss and shit. And this nigga is a type of nigga. He gonna get the room with his money. He gonna have sex. The sissy gonna do whatever he wanna do to him. You know, sexually. He gonna eat him up, and he gonna eat the sissy up. Sissy probably, screw him too, And so whatever his fetish is, right? And then after all this shit is over, he gonna go back to his baby mama. And then she gonna be like, you got any money? Yeah, I got, what, $30? What? Is that all you got? She don't know what her other money went to, right? These kids need this and that. We need to get some milk. We need to get this and that in the groceries, man. $30, shit. Oh, I got something up. I got something. Look, let me make some phone calls. He'll try to borrow some money and probably be successful, right? So let me go pick this up. And go pick up about $300-400 and come back. But that's the sneaky shit they do, man. And these girls, hey, man.
The same stuff you was talking about when they in prison.
Man, I done talked about it before, man. They get out of prison, they do this shit, man. And then some of these motherfuckers ain't never been in prison. They do the gay shit on the sneaky side. They go home to their family, to their dogs, man. Sit there and motherfucker be drinking a beer and shit. And take the rest of this, man. Hey, my nigga. What is this? It's beer, nigga. And he just took his mouth off of a dingaling, right? That sissy, he sucked that sissy's dingaling and get around people and drink out there, put his mouth on his shit. And motherfucker be like, yeah, all right, my nigga. Much love, bro. All that. Man, get you some more of this shit, nigga. And yeah, man, he's a real nigga. Real what? Real nigga. He just got through sucking the dude's thing, man. Dude pumped his booty and all that. But they do this sneaky stuff out here, man, and it's tripping. It's tripping people out, man. It's like, I'm glad I don't mess around no more, man. I mean, I'm booty man, though. Booty more important than water always, man. So...
in prison?
Out here.
Out here, too?
Yeah, booty, man. But you better watch the booty you get out of here, though. Because they got a lot of shit going around. And so I ain't trying to get caught up like that, man. And I just shut down, man. It's too much out there. Too many diseases, right? Just go crazy. But these girls, man, I'm telling you, man, and these guys, man, got some nice asses out here, though. Booty man done seen the finest booties, man. I done seen it, man. I wasn't in prison. I'm out here looking at the finest of the fine.
All right, one more question. I asked you for a prediction for 2026, and you couldn't really come up with one at the time. Have you came up with any since then?
Yeah.
Since all this stuff is going on?
Yeah, I have.
What's that?
Well, Trump gonna get impeached. This is it. This is the year.
This year?
This year. Not next year.
I done heard middle of next year, maybe after they change
No.
the house and.
This year. He's going down this year. He's coming up out of there this year.
I don't think so.
Yeah. My prediction. Booty man. You know, believe it or not. That's done. Ain't no other way around it. This year, buddy.
What about celebrity-wise? What do you think's going on? What do you think's gonna happen?
Well,
don't try to make up now. What you been reading? What you been looking at?
Well, as far as celebrity,
What do you think about what ICE did to that young lady in Minnesota, Miss Good? That was horrible.
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm glad you brought this. And can I tell the truth though? I'm just asking you the question.
All right, yeah.
Can I tell the truth?
Go ahead.
Really
it's your truth.
My truth.
Yeah.
I lived in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I lived up there, man. I said, you know what? I'm done with Kentucky. I spent all these years in the Kentucky prison. I'm ready to see the world, man. I ended up in Minnesota, man.
Mm-hmm.
They got laws up there where you got a felony, you can't rent shit.
You mean as far as housing?
Housing.
That's here. You can't rent nothing here.
You got a felony, you can't rent nothing. Now, up there, they got the biggest gay parade in the world, I think, up in Minnesota. They number one. Also, they number one that I've seen with my eyes in trafficking of young girls. They the number one, to me, state that do the trafficking of underage girls. Man.
What do you mean you seen with your own eyes?
I seen it, man. I used to see. I ain't even got situated up. I was homeless up there, man, for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to find a shelter house and all this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I walked around through their downtown area, you know, and 3 and 4 in the morning, every night, here's these young girls, 12 and 13 in packs. I'm talking about 8 and 10 in a pack. And it'll be some young guys sometime with my real older guys, right, that is leading them. And they talking about selling their body and all this stuff. And they talking loud and shit. And then you start and wonder, man, they mama know they out of the house. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder what kind of mamas that they got, right? And then I got so confrontational with it one night that I seen this white man. He had a bodyguard. Big old white man. And he was talking to one of them. I said, hey, man. He said, excuse me? I said, she's a child. He said, a child? I said, yeah, she's a child. She said, she interrupted me and said, you ain't my daddy. I've been doing this since I was 12. I walked away, man. And then the scam calls that people get, your phone keep ringing, somebody trying to scam you, and they got this African descent, they got this
accent,
mm-hmm. A foreign accent. It's Minnesota. The number one, I've seen that with my own eyes, the number one headquarters for all the scammer, where they do all the scamming and all this stuff. I've seen that with my own. I sat there and watched it. You know, I done seen the organizations they got up there, right? I done seen the girls they recruit, right? I done seen how they do things. I done seen all them Somalians up there, right? I done seen they filthy nastiness up there, right? And then the way they do homeless people up there, they take crates of, they don't pass them their food. They take it, slide it on the ground in crates. Everybody run to it like pigs and stuff. I try to talk about that. I got so emotional with it, I was going to file try to do a class action lawsuit for these people, man. I know how to draw a lawsuit up and all this, take it to court, right? So I started taking pictures of what was going on. They surround me up there. Well, you taking pictures of? I said, look, I'm trying to help y'all. Help us. Somebody snatched my phone, threw it across the street, and it broke it. And I'm surrounded, so I said, let it go, man.
So you was up there getting punked out?
Nah, you call it punked out or whatever. I'm up there trying to help somebody.
But he grabbed your phone, threw it across?
Yeah, it was a punk out. It bothered me, but I let it go. I said, well, I stepped into that and I take the blame, right? And then the prices of food up there, I brought a chicken sandwich up there. I mean, not a chicken sandwich, a BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Mm-hmm.
The white man in front of me, he gave the cashier $100 for what he was ordered. To get a change to him, he'll need it. Like, what are you talking about? When she told me, man, $15, I understood why up there they don't have it, blacks not allowed no more. They don't put them signs up. All they do is raise the prices up to keep blacks out, right?
Mm.
I went in all these stores up there. I went in and looked in all the expensive places, and you won't see maybe one or two blacks. The rest of it is foreigners in there, right? They done pushed the blacks back, right? I done seen all they little filthiness. I done seen how they are with their kids up there. Everybody in Minnesota got dogs, man. And come outside in the nice weather. Well, you know, you should bring your kids out and walk them. You can bring the dog with them, but they only have the dog. And they be out there brushing the dog, combing it, and all this shit. The kids be in the house wishing they can come out and play. I done seen that, and I done seen how the police were up there. I done seen the corruption as far as everybody from Chicago would come to Minnesota to get benefits. They wasn't doing background checks, none of that shit. You just come in there and tell them, I got 8 kids. They give you food stamps for 8 kids. They won't search shit. I want disability. They just give it shit to you. And they had so much money up there where you can ride a talk bus free.
Mm.
You can just say courtesy ride, and they say sit down and take you anywhere. The green line and blue line train, you can ride them free. Minnesota was like, but the wealth of Minnesota is in the hands of certain people. You know, and they have all them rooftop parties and shit, man. And then if you ain't connected or wealthy, you ain't shit. You can't really live up there, right? And I didn't like it. I left that place.
Hold on. You still didn't tell me about what you thought about the ICE thing. Shooting that woman in the face.
Well, that was, you might well call that murder. It was no, there's no justification. You got police that go to the target range, man. They teach these motherfuckers before they can carry a gun or keep the patrol car. Even they patrol car, they gotta pass gun shooting tests to keep the car and all this. So the man was not in danger. They use an AI thing to AI thing to make it look like she almost hit the man. Ain't nothing show her bump him or nothing like it. He put a gun out and just shot, man. That's their orders. People don't realize how Hitler came to power, man, and took control of the country. When he took control, put that fear out, man. He's putting out fear. They giving out orders. That's why when he pardoned them 1,500 people, they was pardoned because he might need them. They gonna do the little dirty work, right? They ain't shit though. You know, they can be whooped and dealt with too, right? And so all of them can get whooped. But I'm just saying, he putting that fear in people, man. And then they orders, man, and whatever you do, I don't care what charge they bring against you. I'm going to pardon you. You know, you go out there and you kill him. You know, he already made a statement before that shit happened that he going to treat protesters like, what do you call it?
Terrorists.
Like they terrorists, right? And then all this trying to justify, we blowed up his boat, it got cocaine on it. We got the pharmacy over here in America, they use cocaine. The military get cocaine for anesthetics. You telling me this shit is legally brought in this country used for medical reasons, right? And then we ain't got no laws.
You talking about opioids?
Whatever the hell he shot them boats up over, right? We got, y'all bust people with cocaine all the time over here in America. Do y'all kill them?
Sometimes.
I'm talking about is the law where they just shoot it, they catch them, kill them. The thing about it is we ain't got no laws over here saying that's the death penalty. That's my point. It's not the death penalty to get caught with drugs, right? You get caught with drugs and then whoever can kill without evidence. Ain't no evidence to even support that. Where's the dope? Show us all the dope they got. Instead of blowing the boat up, why don't you catch one of them boats? Just show the public that you wasn't lying. Just catch one. Catch one time and just say, you know what? Y'all think we lying? We caught this boat. We didn't blow it up. Now look what's on it. You can't do that because you don't know what's on it. You didn't even, you speculating anyway. You're using fur, then you got the Russian. See, here's the connection between him and Putin. People wanted to know about what their connection was about. It's a game. This shit been playing. They both in cahoots. Now, Putin is telling Europe, Russia is ready for war with anybody. We are ready for war. Now, all of a sudden, these two here that was in cahoots is now talking war talk. And they got some type of plan, man. But I ask every nation in this world, man, stand up against them, break away from this United States shit till this man's come up out of here. You know, you coming up out of there this year, buddy. That's my prediction. You coming up out of there. You done did a little bit too much fronting. Booty man.
Peace.